Being joined right now by CEO, founder of Chamber of Progress, Adam Kovacevich. Thank you so much for joining us here on Live Now from Fox. And we seemingly bring you on every time there's an extension to that kind of end to TikTok. But now a framework deal. How big of a deal is this? And do we know any details?
Well, as you said, I mean, Congress passed a law last year that required TikTok to be sold to an American owner. Trump's basically ignored it for 9 months, suspended enforcement of it, told companies like Apple and Google and internet service providers that he's not going to prosecute them for not complying with the law. So there's a deadline this Wednesday, but it might as well be in air quotes because there were 3 deadlines before this, and that's really more political theater. But to the extent Trump has used this deadline as negotiating leverage with the Chinese government, to try to force a resolution, we'll see. I think this is the ultimate kick the can issue, where it's not like Congress has become less concerned about TikTok's Chinese ownership. It's just that they know that the Trump administration isn't going to do anything about it.
Yeah, that's true. And do we know any details, because obviously the devil is in the details, about what this framework deal might look like, what those certain private companies exactly are?
We don't. I think there's a couple things to watch for. So earlier this year, there had been floated in a proposal that the federal government might take a stake in TikTok. It was very unclear how that was going to work, whether that would have preserved Chinese control. That really doesn't solve Congress's concern and many people's concern about TikTok, that it needs to have a new majority owner, that needs to not be a Chinese company. The fact that Secretary Bessent referred to this being a private commercial negotiation suggests that this has been, they're working towards a direct kind of brokered sale with a specific company. That does, by the way, raise the question of how exactly the Trump administration went about brokering that, right? Is this having the app sold to kind of a Trump crony, Oracle? They tried to do this in the first term to Oracle, or did they have a bidding process? My guess is they did not have a bidding process, and it's probably more of the crony route.
And I want to ask you, because obviously we don't know just exactly who might be involved in this, but if it does get sold, and obviously to the United States, the platform is important, but also the algorithm. If it's sold and they keep the algorithm per se, it might make TikTok look different. Do you envision that as a possibility?
Yeah, this is a real challenge, and this is where the devil's going to be in the details, because the Chinese government passed a law several years ago that claimed that TikTok's algorithm was a vital Chinese economic security asset and could not be sold. And so that's always been a huge blocker in terms of reaching a deal here that the Chinese government would agree to. And frankly, we'll see, because I think China would agree to things, but that would kept them in control or kept their hand at the sort of the algorithm till. And honestly, short of that, we'll see what happens. I think it does kind of raise the question of, did Trump use this as leverage for some broader, maybe tariff-related deal? What did he sacrifice in order to do this? We don't know the answer to that either.
All right, very good.